So, on to the actual pay-per-view. Dynasty from St. Louis, Missouri, a wrestling hotbed. Actually, I do agree with that part of the show. St. Louis, Missouri has a huge amount of wrestling history. They are right. This was Sam Munchnick's territory. Sorry, I messed up his name, and he's a legend, so I shouldn't do that. That's a big NWA area, and that's one of those areas that these guys used to work out of because of Muchnick. But the show itself, it opened with a match that could have. I'm not going to go over the pre-show matches. I'm sorry. I'm going with the actual main program at this point. Opened with the Continental Championship, Okada versus PAC. Sorry, and I think this match. You and I spoke about this a little bit. This is an Okada match. I think everyone thought we were going to see more out of this than what was coming out of this, but this is the average Kazuchika Okada style match. And you are right. You said this before that you were a little bit more impressed with PAC at the end of this. I've liked him since he was Neville in WWE, so that doesn't surprise me. I thought the match was good. I thought it was a good opening match, but it did linger a little bit. It was a little slow at times, as you put it. Showtime, what are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, the overall, I walked away liking PAC more than I liked Okada. I thought the match was a little slow. If anyone who listens regularly will know that the pace of a match does a lot for me. And I just thought the two of them were a little slow in the beginning. So like that kind of like pulls me out of it a little bit. And PAC took a vicious DDT, the hanging DDT when he puts his legs up, and his head crunched. I had to go back and rewatch that one a second time, not for the sadistic nature of it, but to see if he really did just like crush his skull, and he did. And honestly, like there's a few moments in this match that I thought could have been really better storytelling than ending it the way everyone expected it to be ended. That was one of the places where if he would have just gotten counted out after that DDT, no one would have thought twice. But like, yeah, I saw his head crunch. He's done. All right, let's move on. The other part was when there was PAC had a cradle from Okada after he flipped off St. Louis. It was great when he was setting up the Rainmaker and he gave everyone the figure. Oh, that was I popped for that. That was great. And then he got it into a cradle. If he would have lost then, that would have been wonderful. The whole place would have lost their mind. And I will say I think Okada technically lost in this match. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a stalling German when he like completely deadlifted him and pinned him. And at 3, he kicked his legs, but his shoulders never left the mat. Just saying, that's 3 count in my book. I would have liked to have seen anyone try to cover someone after a tombstone pile driver. I don't know when that became a move that didn't do anything to anybody.
Just set up move, yeah.
That one killed me. PAC had an amazing springboard moonsault. It was a thing of beauty, and it was probably one of my favorite things in this match. Like I said, I was impressed with PAC. I thought he was really good, way better than I thought he'd come out looking in this match. I was thinking that they were going to do everything they could to make Okada look like gold, because it's his first match, his first pay-per-view match since coming on, and I just really thought I'd get more out of it, and it just seemed like a normal match. This could have been on Dynamite.
I agree with you. I liked a lot of things that PAC did in this. One of the things that he did was that initial dive that he hits on the outside, where he does the twist over the top rope and then like landed on his shoulder, on Okada's shoulder, but also landed on his feet. So like it was just pretty. It was a pretty move. One of the things Okada did during the match that I really didn't like, and I thought it was a bad part of the storytelling, especially since they've been displaying him as one of the elite, one of the members of the elite, sorry, not just an elite worker, but one of the members of the group, the elite, and has kind of been, a snarky heel and a bit of a coward at points. When he asked PAC to just start hitting him, that's not, I get it's a Japanese thing to do, but it's not a very heel thing to do. Like, that seemed a little bit more babyface. And then what threw it off was less than 2 minutes later, he was grabbing the ref's foot so that he couldn't go anywhere. So it's a mixed signal thing. Like, you're either heel or you're not, like, either commit or don't do it. And I think that was a little bit of my issues with the match is I think Okada's so used to being Cody Rhodes and John Cena that him being a heel is a little foreign to him at this point. Don't get me wrong. I agree with Jim Ross and everyone else. His dropkick is gorgeous. But it's the only thing for me that really stood out from Okada is that dropkick. I've said it.
I really dig that kryptonite crunch move on the neck on the knee.
On the knee,
yeah. I think that should be his finisher. Like, why is that not his finisher? I think the Rainmaker needs to go. Let's just use that. That move's great.
Well, and he has a submission move he used to break out in New Japan. I forget what it is. I think it's like a guillotine or like a Kimura almost. And it was cool because him being the Rainmaker, they used to call it the money clip. And I thought that was cool. Like, hey.
That's cool.
And like, it was one of those where he'd wrap up, and get it. I was like, oh, do that. I don't know. It's the Rainmaker, for everyone talking huge about it. It's, especially in this promotion, it just seems like a weak finish at this point. And we've said it a bunch of times. I'm not a fan of that finish. I've seen
but there was a ton of great near falls in this match. A couple of advantageous finisher maneuvers, the submission moves. I thought they were great. So this was a good match. It was a solid match to open the card.
Did you see PAC steal my submission move, the Arctic Circle?
I did.
Yeah, there it was. He did it right then and there. The brutalizer. I was doing that for 15 years before he ever touched it.
Yeah. Well, can't really blame him. It's a pretty move. So.
Yeah. Well, I know. I knew it when I stole it from Yuji Nagata. I mean, no, I came up with that move myself. All around, this match ended how all of us thought it was going to end, with Okada winning. I agree with you. I think if they had done the finish with a count out after that DDT, I think it would have been shocking. Like, oh, maybe this guy is that good that he can put somebody out with that.
Yeah, like, I think that would have been great. Like, just knock him out. Like, I think there needs to be more countouts. I think there needs to be more time limit draws. I think there needs to be more than just, I'm going to set it up and end this match the same way I always do because that's my special finisher move. And this is what the people came to see. Like, I would love to not sit. Like, give me a crucifix. Like, there's that three-way match with Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte, right?
Yeah,
where they ended the crucifix.
That was how. Yeah, that's how Becky.
Great. Like, no one expects that.
I like a quick roll up. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
A quick stolen victory, if you will. You won with a wrestling hold. It's kind of cool. I want to remind everyone this is still professional wrestling,
and this is where the best do it, right?
That's what I keep hearing.